Hey, you stupid motherfuckers. I'm Harry.
And I'm the Richard you've been looking for.
Regretfully, it's Dead Decks.
Yeah. Dead Decks. Yeah, buddy. All right, buddy. Yeah. Sorry. Our condolences.
Yep. We're not glad you're here.
Because we don't know.
Yeah. We see the statistics. We know you're not here very long. The ones that do bother to show up.
Yeah. We'll just go silent for 20 seconds.
And then we'll cut.
And then everybody will be gone. We'll start talking again.
Yeah. So, how y'all doing? Doing pretty good? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Good to hear it. Anyway, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. World's doing well today. What I hear, at least.
We haven't been blown up yet.
I turned on the news, and the news said everything was fine and dandy and everything's perfect. Everybody went outside and cheered.
Yeah. Today, we're trying to bring everybody down.
Yeah.
We're talking about a magazine.
The important shit.
Yeah. Fuck all that world shit. This is Scry fucking magazine.
Scry from the mid-90s.
This is a February 1995 Scry number 4.
So we're looking at what, 28 years old now?
Yeah, this shit cost $3.95 in the U.S. back when it came out.
$5.50 in Canada.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty fat issue. Sure. I don't think it was a special one, but it's got a lot of shit going on. So, yeah. We went through this thing cover to cover and pulled out anything we thought was, I don't know, fuck whatever, entertaining for some reason.
Yeah.
Interesting, entertaining, related to shit we've talked about, any of the above. So, I'm not going to read the fucking thing to you, but I'm going to skim through some stuff we found.
It might be more entertaining if we read it to you.
We'll do a 3-hour video.
Yeah.
Me stuttering through. Fuck, I'll read the price list and all. Let's see.
It's going to be on our ASMR channel that we're starting up soon.
Well, I forgot.
We're going to whisper it in our lispy voices. Make our mouths pop as we do it.
Yeah, my hillbilly voice. Everybody's going to love that. That's we'll do a Reed Jihad Angel. It's a rare. It was 75 cents, but yeah, that's fucking terrible. Nobody's going to want to see that. All right. So, first thing that I noticed, there's a Wyvern ad, the first fucking page. It mentions Mike Fitzgerald being the creator and designer, which is cool. They don't all do that. A lot of them, I don't think a lot of them do that. Credit designer, especially in ads, but
no,
they do in this one. And they mentioned something I didn't know. I think Harry said he'd heard it before, that all of the dragons are based on actual mythological dragons. Ignore the fact that that's a bit paradoxical. Yeah. Kind of an oxymoron. Actual mythological creatures.
Real dragons.
Real imaginary things.
Yeah. Pre-imagined.
That's kind of like, we're skinny fat dudes. But so it goes.
So it goes.
That's kind of cool that they based them on mythological dragons. They just removed the word real and it would have been all right. There's an ad for those fucking Spellground fantasy masks we've been talking about.
Yeah, if you watch our monthly eBay sales video, interesting high dollar something sales, we don't know what the fuck we call it.
Yeah.
Whatever. I put one of those on there about every time because I'm always astounded by how much they'll sell for.
Yeah. What little bit of research we did on them, it's basically just like the elite people's mat. Someone determined at some point if you're a badass Magic player, you needed to have one of those. So, fuck whatever.
And people will spend thousands of dollars on one now. So
yeah, just means I'll never be a badass Magic player.
Nope.
In all of their ugly glory, there was a Star of the Guardians ad that said, it just reminded me, I already knew this, but in case you didn't know, Star of the Guardians is based on some novels by Margaret Weiss, who we both like.
Yeah.
I know she co-authored some stuff I love.
Yeah. She must always co-authored. I don't know.
Did a lot of co-authoring.
Not sure I've ever seen her, any of her series, just her.
I think this one was just her.
Was it?
Yeah, you can pick them up cheap. I need to go grab them. I like the CCGs that are based on novels.
So is it actually Star of the Guardians novels? Is the name of this?
That's the name of the series. I think there's 4, maybe it's 4 books.
Yeah, the one we like so much is the Deathgate Cycle. If you haven't read that, I highly recommend it.
Was that Tracy Hickman?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that a man or a woman?
Don't know. I think it's a dude. Pretty sure it's a dude. I'm pretty sure Margaret's a woman, but I don't know what that is.
Yeah, who the hell knows?
Whatever.
One of the other things in here was just funny. Another thing I knew, but Galactic Empires, they had a primary edition with a 430 card set they were advertising.
That's a big CCG set.
Don't know why it was so fucking big.
Mm-hmm.
Towers in Time advertised their exclusive limited edition advanced copy promotional decks. Only 25,000 copies made.
Only.
They were retailing for $9.95 back in February '95, and you can get them on eBay right now for like $8 a piece. So
shipped.
Yeah, shipped. And it's not, that's $8 now.
Yeah.
So, as Harry pointed out earlier, it's like fucking $50 back then.
Yep.
There was a bunch of ads for tracking software, which is more just amusing because I didn't realize that they did so much of that. But that makes sense. Early '95, the shit was blowing up. Everybody was advertising in Scry and trying to make a few bucks. So people made some really ugly fucking software. If you're like me, you want to type in every card you own.
And you got to think about the technology of the software back then and how that would operate. It'd be very, very clunky. It would be disk based, so floppy disk based.
I did see at least one of them said they were preloaded with Magic cards, so you did get that.
Yeah.
And a couple said they were compatible with Scry on disk, which I didn't even know Scry did that service, but
yeah.
Apparently you could subscribe to a digital version of Scry back in the day.
Well, digital, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, digital. Like the old Netflix. They send you a disc in the mail.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably about the time. Well, no, I don't think AOL was spamming everybody yet, were they? It's
I don't know.
A year or two later when AOL started spamming everybody with fucking CDs.
It was close, yeah.
But, well, they did discs first, though, didn't they? They started with discs, and then they went to the CDs.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing those fucking things.
They were fucking everywhere back in the day. Every fucking 2 days, you'd be getting 2 or 3 CDs in the mail.
Mike Fitzgerald's mentioned again a few times. He's quoted in another article about Wyvern. Page 75, if you own this magazine and you're keeping up.
You're reading along at home.
Because I'm that 8 over 10 if I wrote down where I fucking saw that at.
Yeah, you should see how he organizes his CCG related stuff and music concerts, for that matter.
And then mostly just throw the shit somewhere and no one ever gets the benefit from it.
Yeah.
I just waste a whole lot of my goddamn time, really.
Gotta do something.
Doom Trooper has a really, really good article in this one. It's 6 fucking pages long. It's all about gameplay. It's got every card type, factions, and virtually anything else you want to know about the game. 6 pages for a CCG, it covers it.
That's about all you're gonna get.
Yeah. Galactic Empires also had quite a bit of content in here. Of course, February '95, there wasn't as many yet competing for the page space.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the glut.
Yeah, just warming up.
Wait till about October.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of mentions in this one of, shit's about to hit the fan. There's about 10 of these things come out in the next couple months. And so they were talking about it, but it hadn't quite happened yet. And I'm assuming the way the timing on these works, this was probably made in, December, January, to be in print in February.
Yeah, I think they went about as close to deadline as possible to get this out. So
yeah,
because they're I'm not gonna mention that.
No. So one thing interesting about Galactic Empires, they said, I didn't formally know this. They have starter decks that are called A, B, and C, and I thought they were all fixed, but apparently 5 of the 55 cards were random. The other 50 were fixed. I wouldn't try to set chase that way. but that's just interesting. I don't think I'd ever seen that done before. You mentioned X-Files doing the opposite.
Yeah, they everything was randomized besides the fixed section, the fixed section was random as well, but it was a fixed section. So I think it was 13 cards, and I can't remember how big the pool was, but it was maybe 30, 35 cards that were in that fixed pool that were randomized in each deck.
Yep.
So marginally randomized.
They also mentioned for Galactic Empire something I either didn't know or had forgot until I read it again. Mark Poole did some art for the game, and so did Susan Van Camp of Dragonstorm and Black Dragon Press.
Mark Poole and Susan Van Camp both whored themselves out quite a bit in this time frame.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark Poole's still whoring himself out. He's recently done artwork for Flesh and Blood too, so he did some work in Tales of Aria.
Hey, $20 is $20.
$20, no matter what decade it is.
Well, I remember Susan Van Camp in an interview on YouTube I watched where she said when she first got into it, they were just desperate.
Yeah.
Like, this shit's blowing up. We don't have enough artists. Please, fucking come paint us something.
Yeah, anything. Yeah, Mark Poole's in a bunch of shit. I know we've done a few games personally that he's been in, so not to mention all the ones we don't even fucking know about. We haven't bothered to look.
There's an article on SimCity. I'm only bringing it up because of one fucking thing that made me laugh. Was it said that you can play with 20 plus players in a game. And if you don't know how SimCity works, the CCG, you're laying out fucking buildings and spaces on the board, like you would do in the computer game. So you imagine 20 fucking people playing this game.
Yeah, good fucking luck.
Yeah, Harry said you need one of those old school lunchroom table from elementary school, something like that.
Yeah, one big old cafeteria
Big
table.
long fucking rectangle.
It folds up in half. Yeah, they put it against the walls and bang your head on when you're playing dodgeball. Yeah, one of them. Yeah, and 20 people playing. I don't care what game it is. You got 20 people playing any fucking game. It's going to take a dick year to do. So.
That's a variable measurement, dick year.
Yeah, it is. It is very. We got to solve for X to get there.
So next one. Oh fuck! I'm clicking the wrong shit over here. God damn it!
Shit.
Oh fucking piece of dog shit. No, I have no idea where I am. Okay. I'm back on the straight and narrow. Unless I just fucking deleted something. No. So there's an article on U.S. games in there that basically has a bio on them, which was pretty damn interesting. I didn't know they started with tarot cards.
Tarot cards.
They're the ones that made Wyvern, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And they had another section that was pretty cool. Well, I guess. It was funny to see how things were back in the day. Stores were just writing in. The owners of stores were writing in whatever the fuck they wanted. A whole lot of them were just giving little blurbs about the games that were out already, how they were doing in their store, and what they think about them, and some of that shit was hilarious.
Like an opinion section in a newspaper.
Yeah. One of the big things they were bitching about in this issue was apparently Magic cards were already being sold in some of the big stores, so Walmart, Kmart, and I didn't know that started this fucking early.
I didn't either. And we were trying to determine when we first got into Magic where we bought our original starter decks from, and I don't recall. Seems though it was a big box store, and then we found an LGS in town, and then it's from there we bought everything else from there. But I don't remember now.
Maybe. It's a Flights of Fantasy blurb that caught my eye because I didn't know it had as many inserts as it does, and I'm already about to buy another box because I'm a dumbass. Now that I've seen this, they had 1,000, 2 different cards, 1,000 autographs each. One was a writer and one was Ed Beard Jr. They had another, apparently a redemption insert where you could win original artwork, valued it up to $10,000. Yes, he painted that shit and he made up the number. So
Yeah.
If I painted something, I'd say that too. And then 9 other original paintings, presumably all redemption cards as well. So
Now, is Ed Beard Jr. still alive?
I don't know.
I wonder if he would honor that shit still if he pulled one.
He fucking might. He might be so honored that anybody gave a fuck about this game anymore. Than
Yeah. He should. He should honor it because anybody that gives a fuck about this game, as we mentioned many times before, you know, outside of Fat Sean Bean, I hate this fucking game.
And we were doing some print run stuff, which I'm going to hit here in a minute. We're talking about some missions of print runs earlier. But some of these games, 35,000 boxes, somewhere in that range. So, yeah, I mean, if you got 1,000 of these, one in every 35 boxes.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
That's, that's pretty fucking rare. Pretty chasey chase card.
Yeah, especially if you got to pay, well, at the time it probably would have been $50 to $75 a box.
Yeah. If any of these people could have afforded like 100,000 boxes, surely nobody had a print run that size, but who knows?
Probably not back then. Just because, I mean, nowadays you could do that, or even later after the glut, when they figure out, oh yeah, we can do more of this.
Yeah.
Beginning the glut, I don't know. I doubt it.
Yeah, so I'm guessing on these 1,000 of them made, you're probably looking at a 1 in 25 to 1 in 50 box chance to get one.
Yeah.
So, maybe I won't buy that fucking box after all. But there was a game mentioned in here. It only was a line mentioned where it said upcoming games. It said it was going to be made by Valkyrie Games, and it was called Moons of Khadar. Khadar. If you know something about it.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, I can't find any record of it ever coming out. Never heard of it.
I like the name of it too.
Yeah, cool.
Moons of Khadar. Sounds cool.
I don't know that it was mentioned anywhere else. As I keep reading more magazines, Maybe you'll see something else, but if you know about it, let me know. Ed Beard Jr. did the cover. I could have mentioned that a long time ago.
You could have.
But I had it way down at the bottom of my list, so fucking forgot. But he painted that shit. You know, it's alright. Yeah. Better than I could do.
Fair middling.
Fair middling. There was a little blurb about a guy, Stephen E. Shind, I guess. I don't know how to say his last name. Blood Wars designer. That was just funny because he is another confirmation of what we always suspected was happening. He was at a Gen Con, he's exhausted, he's already behind on other things, and his bosses at TSR came up and said, "We need a CCG stat, get on it." And he went and made Blood Wars, so. We used to joke before we ever heard anybody say that had to be how these fucking things went.
Yeah.
And now we've heard lots of people say that.
Yeah. Yeah, because recent video we did, I think we posted it already, talking about Jason Winter made 4 or 5 games. Brian Winter. Yeah. Brian Winter. Made 4 or 5 games in 1 year. Yeah.
Yep, because they kept doing that shit to him. Oh, great job. We need another one. Here's another fucking
completely
license.
Different. Yeah. Not the same game. No same skins. You know.
Yep. There was an interview with a magic lady, Kathy Ice. She was called the Cyberspace Liaison. She said something kind of funny that they didn't know they should make cards distinguishable between limited and unlimited because they didn't think anybody would ever fucking care. That's pretty funny and pretty short-sighted. And she also mentioned they had sets at the time in production that were codenamed Dragon and Spectral Chaos. I didn't bother looking to find out what those ever were. But she said they were being developed by third parties, and they had yet to be officially approved. Huh. That's something I didn't know that Magic did.
I didn't either. I didn't know they farmed out anything.
Yeah, they were farming out development of an entire expansion set back in the day. Because I guess they were so fucking overwhelmed.
And they have a set called Unlimited, but obviously it was not unlimited. And
yeah.
It quickly was reprinted as, well, what became revised. And then, of course, when Unlimited had all the good cards in it, that was the last that had the good cards.
Yep. We're running long. I still got a few other things to mention, but fuck it. I'm just going to go in.
Y'all quit watching at 3 minutes in anyway, so this is bonus content for the people that stayed around.
Yeah, there you go. This is for you, Folio.
Yep.
So there's a couple mentions of other price guides with conflicts of interest, which is interesting just because I never thought about it. But we know one, the Duelist, was made by WotC.
Yeah.
And it was a fucking price guide with Magic card prices in it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, why the hell would anybody have ever used that?
Yeah, I mean, Black Lotus is worth $5 million, obviously.
Why not?
Duh.
Of course, I guess, I don't know, when it's secondary market, but, I don't know. I still don't like it.
No.
There's a lot of talk in the magazine about WotC experiencing a shortage, which that's kind of a known thing that happened. And Fallen Empires was already starting to be delayed when this magazine came out. So,
and of course, when Fallen Empires did fall, pun intended, it shook the entire foundation of Magic. It almost killed Magic, matter of fact.
Yeah, it was such a clusterfuck.
Yeah. All the way around. Being delayed to, they just absolutely printed the tits out of it and almost fucking ruined the game.
Yep.
And it was weak as shit. It's still maybe the weakest set ever made in Magic.
There was a cool section near the beginning that had all the games that were coming out for the year and their estimated dates. Some of that was interesting. But I ain't got to go through all of them. There was one other thing about one-on-one mentioned that was interesting in a couple ways. It was still cards at the time, which they made Hyborian Gates, and we looked it up again later because we had forgotten.
Yeah.
But what were they before they split? Do you remember that? There was a couple and they were married and they split.
Yeah, it was Donruss.
Donruss and cards. They turned into those two?
Well, it was Donruss and then...
Split into cards and...
And then, yeah, the chick that when they divorced, she made cards. And then cards became Playoff. I think we may have mentioned this before, that they became Pinnacle. That was not correct. It became Playoff. And then Playoff ended up buying out Donruss and Pinnacle and Score and all that in 98 when Pinnacle went bankrupt.
Yeah, so right around this time it hadn't happened yet. They were saying cards was going to make this one-on-one game. It wasn't using the word playoff at all because they weren't called that. And it said they were going to make pog-shaped cards, which I found at some point a while back. Topps eventually did that. They made a hockey game with puck-shaped cards, and it's collectible. I don't know if you'd call it a CCG because, you know...
Or if somebody wants it.
Now, yeah, they look kind of cool. I almost bought some, then I stopped because I'm buying every fucking thing. But apparently they were considering doing that with one-on-one. A couple more because I'm fucking tired of hearing myself talk.
Yeah, me too.
Wyvern, the gold and silver cards, they say could be redeemed for up to $250,000 fucking dollars.
Must have made a killing off that fucking game. You can throw that kind of money back at it, you know.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Print runs were mentioned for a couple games. Print run for SimCity was 20 million cards, and Illuminati was 23 million. We did the math earlier. It's like
40-ish.
Yeah, 35 to 40,000 boxes.
Yeah. Which, by today's standards, is, you know, if you're talking about a game that with significant player base, that's a pretty small release.
Yeah.
Back then, when, you know, everything was so diluted because there's so many fucking games, I mean, that was a monster release, I'm sure. And Illuminati was able to soak that up because those boxes prices now are insane for almost any Illuminati product you want to buy. You're going to spend a fortune. The opposite is true for SimCity. You could buy, you know, boxes all day long for $30-$40. So.
Everybody wants those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Last thing to mention. They were in a little blurb about Flights of Fantasy and Ed Beard Jr. They mentioned that he was art director for Shattered Realms from Cyber Realms. I couldn't find anything about it. I don't know what the fuck that is. So if anybody watched that long, you can tell us.
And if anybody's still watching, going back a couple of points here, back to the Wyvern stuff. I've always wanted one of those gold or silver Wyvern cards. If you have one, I'd be interested in purchasing that. So it's always something I've wanted. So I can't even remember if I've ever found a picture of one. So I might have.
I don't think I've seen one.
I've never held one, obviously. So I'd like to have one if you got one.
I like to rub it on my titties.
Yep, I will. I'll rub it on my titties for you if you sell it to me. I'll make the whole video. It'd be like 1.5 minutes long. Just me sitting there rubbing it on my titties.
Probably like a true whore.
Maybe without a shirt.
Fuck's
Probably not.
sake. I'll give you $1.50 not to.
All right, so.
Well, that's what we were talking about. That's how the fuck we do.
Good enough.
Yeah, buddy. Fuck. Shut up. Jesus.